Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today I need to firstly apologise to everyone. Out of the last 3 videos, 2 of them have been watch related. Now I am going to make this one, this is a watch related video, but it's a very important watch related video, and I'm going to make this one the last one for the foreseeable future. So I don't want to bog everyone down. I mean, I originally started on YouTube via the watches, and this one's quite important because there's a big watch company that seems to have gone bust, and it seems to still be taking money off of people. Everything I say is allegedly, because obviously I haven't got access to it. This is all hearsay, but I have dealt with this company quite a lot in the past, had my own issues with them, to be fair, and I'm going to bring you that story in this video. So basically, the company I'm talking about is a company called Aventi. Now, there's people out there that call it Aventi, but it's not Aventi, it's Aventi, A-V-E-N-T-I. Now, this company sort of took off fairly quickly in around 2019, 2020. I heard about it on social media. There was quite a big, bit of promotion and a lot of talk about this company at the time. And I heard about them, I looked into them, and I ended up ordering 2 watches from them. Now, these are basically, I'll show you the watch first of all. So this is the actual watch. It's called Aventi. Now, that won't be everyone's cup of tea. Whether you can see that the right way round, because obviously I'm on the reflection of the camera here. So basically, I have a little look. It's a beautiful looking watch, don't get me wrong. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Now, if you look at the shape of it, this is where the name originally come from, because that's like the engine cover of a Lamborghini Aventador. Aventi being the word that they come up with. Sorry about the reflection of the light. I have to have it so that you guys can see me. So that's the watch basically. This model is the A10. I ordered 2 watches off the guys at Aventi. Now, I'm going to have to refer to my bit of paper because obviously I've got dates and timings and stuff like that. So I ordered this watch that I've just shown you in June 2020. So what's that? Over 5 years ago. The cost of this watch was £1,410.50. Obviously it was in dollars, but when I converted it, that's how much it was at the time. Double checked that, and that's how much I paid for it. Now, that for a startup company watch is probably quite a lot of money, to be fair. I'd like to show you the lume on this watch. I wonder if I could turn the light out and see if it will show you how great the lume is on the watch. No, it's not showing it. It's a really, really tremendous lume on the watch. But basically, I ordered this and a second one, which was a A11. Now, the A10 is the watch you've just seen. I don't have the A11 anymore because I sold it on. I wasn't wearing it much, sold it on. Just got my money back. Before anyone accuses me of flipping, just got my money back. Didn't make a penny on it, but I recovered what I laid out. Now, £1,410 for a watch can sound a bit expensive, but this particular watch has what they call a tourbillon in it. That's the little piece here that's going round. It looks like a little heartbeat when you watch it. Now, I mean, if you look at other watch brands with a tourbillon on it, Hublot, they're around £100,000. If you went to a Richard Mille with a tourbillon watch, with a tourbillon movement in it, you'd probably be looking between £1 and £2 million for the watch. Right, so the other watch I ordered from Aventi was a crystal watch. So it was a sapphire crystal watch. They showed off about all of different, sections of it that, it caught the light, and it was beautiful. Sadly, I haven't got the watch, so I can't actually show you it, but it was a clear crystal watch. Now, the crystal watch at the time, now bear in mind, I'm a watch collector. I love watches. The crystal watch at the time was £3,575.50, and I remember at the time looking for the similar watch that was on the Richard Mille website, and it was 1.6 million for a tourbillon Richard Mille sapphire crystal watch. So you can see what draws people in. You're having a beautiful watch, very similar looking to Richard Mille, don't get me wrong, not the same type of watch at all, but a very similar watch. It's a skeletonized watch, so you can see through it. And like I say, I've had it 5 years. I wear it Not often. I would say I probably wear it twice a year for a week, you know, pretty much. I don't wear it very often. Okay, let's move along. So I've said to you how much I paid for it. I've said to you the equivalent watch is, you know, aesthetically looking, but obviously a very different watch in the mechanics and stuff. So I ordered this in June 2020. Now I got an email delays. I was talking to them consistently. Bear in mind, I'd paid for this on a credit card. Now the reason I paid for this on a credit card was because you get protection if you don't receive your goods. Now, a lot of people pay by bank transfer, but I paid by credit card. It was a startup company and I wanted to protect myself, and you're protected under section something or the other for 7 years. If something goes wrong, you can claim your money back from the credit card company. And at one stage I did look into it because there was so many delays getting the watch. So I ordered it in both of the watches in June 2020. I was getting backwards and forward emails. I was dealing with a guy called Ryan. He sort of come across as the sales manager, etc. Now, their idea for Aventi was there wasn't going to be any stores. It was online only. You have to apply to be accepted to buy the watch. I don't believe they probably turned anyone down, but that's a personal opinion. But like I said, June 2020 is when I ordered it. I think I was under the impression I was going to get it within about 60 days. Now, bear in mind, I'd paid in full for both the watches. There was various emails going backwards and forwards. I kept in touch with them and they were replying, no problems whatsoever. I had Ryan's personal phone number. In fact, I have reached out to Ryan today to see if he wants to come on and have a chat, which I'll do in a follow-up video if he does decide to do so. We're down now sort of best part of 6 months. I'm getting emails from them saying, you know, sorry for the delay. You know, we're working as hard as we can to get your watches out. Now that's not good customer service straight away. I'd already paid in full for the watches. I don't believe that they were saying that they were having problems with the sapphire crystal and stuff. So I said to them at the time, well, look, just send me the A10, the one I've got here. Just send me the A10, we'll send me the sapphire crystal one later on. My confidence was waning quite a bit. Now, I heard on YouTube that Paul Thorpe had ordered the black A10 as well, exactly the same model as me. Mine and Paul's taste in watches are quite similar. He had ordered the same watch. So I reached out to Paul and got in touch with him. I'd never spoke to him before. I'd been watching his channel for a couple of years. Never spoke to him before at all. He replied to me saying, this is the situation, blah, blah, blah. And we kept in touch. Now, I then received a very nice little gift from Aventi, which I have here. So they said, sorry about the delay. Apologies, you know, that we haven't got your watches that you've paid for in total out to you at the moment. So please accept this as a gift, which I thought was really nice at the time. It's one of those forged carbon fiber wallets where you can put your credit cards in them and stuff like that. And it's got the thing to stop anyone from cloning your card and stuff while you've got it in your pocket or in your bag or whatever. So they sent this to me, which I thought absolutely lovely. I really, really like it. And I used it for some time. I've got it back in the box now. Got a little wallet with it saying, you know, really sorry about the delay and bits and bobs like that. So received that. Anyway, I was talking to Paul and then I got the call. I got another email from them just before Christmas saying, we're hoping to get your watches to you by Christmas. That's lovely. Great. If you don't mind. Christmas come and went, still nothing. I ended up receiving the watch, or both watches, at the end of February 2021. So that's what, 8 months, nearly 9 months after I'd ordered and paid for them in full. So my confidence was very low with the company at the time, but they did deliver. Now, these watches were being shown on YouTube quite a bit. They were on Kevin O'Leary's channel, because he had a couple of them. Damien, the car guys, he was talking about them as well, and producer Michael. Now I know for a fact, we reached out, I've got a direct line to producer Michael. He's got a massive YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, go over and see it. He covers a range of topics, watches, lifestyle and stuff, lives in, you know, in the US, and fantastic channel, real larger than life character, really great character. And he assures me that he knew nothing about this at all, what I'm going to tell you now. So he didn't actually know nothing about what I'm going to tell you, and I've got that direct from the horse's mouth. Now, it seems now that they've released a statement. Oh, by the way, just before I get onto that, these watches, when I received them, the cases were absolutely beautiful. The crystal one it weighed a ton. I mean, I reckon it weighed 4 kilos. It was like made of solid glass. It was beautiful. Got all the paperwork with it, although I read through the paperwork. I phoned up Aventi and said there's spelling mistakes on the paperwork. So the official papers had spelling mistakes on them. Not a good thing from a sort of so-called premium watch brand. Now these watches, this was the affordable start-up watch. Now after this watch and the crystal watch, they then started doing blue sapphire crystal, which was 3 times the price. And then they started getting on and on and on. And they went from an affordable new brand watch to this, watches were 50s and 60 and 70 and 100,000 pound. Now, I don't, you've got your unique selling point when you're selling a watch that's got a tourbillon movement in it for that sort of money, when other watches, are 10 times the amount, if you like, or 100 times the amount, depending on the brand. Now, if you've entered the market as an affordable alternative to these luxury brands, you can't then go straight from doing a 1,500 quid watch into doing a 50,000 pound watch. It doesn't really work. The movements were originally from China, so this is why these were affordable. They ended up going over to Swiss movements, which has then increased the price massively. Now, anyone that's going to think about spending 50,000, this is where I think they went wrong. Anyone that's going to think about spending 50,000 pound on a watch is not going to buy an Aventi startup watch. They're not going to do it. They want a bit of heritage with it. You can buy a very, very nice Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet. You can get an entry level Richard Mille if you shop around. Very, very entry level, but for that sort of money, you're not going to be buying an Aventi watch. And I think that's where they went wrong. But it seems now, by the looks of what's going on the internet, that there's massive problems. They were taking money recently off of people, pretty much, I guess, like they did with me, but they were all by bank transfers, not credit cards. Now, credit card does give you some form of protection, whereas the paying by bank transfers or cash or whatever, I don't even know how you'd pay them cash, because I've heard that there were some cash payments made as well, but how you would do that without a boutique. They're based in Australia, I think. So it's very, very up and up. I mean, at the moment, I heard an interview with Hanu. He was the former CEO and the director and the founder of the company. I heard him on a recent channel, and he's sort of saying that he's got nothing. He's had to sell everything. He's completely broke, but he's trying to revive the company by getting investors in. Who's going to invest in that right now, I don't know. They've obviously got a backlog of orders where they've taken the money from these people and they haven't supplied the watches. So it looks to me like the company is going to go belly up. How these people will stand getting their money back, I don't know. In the future, how am I going to get this service now? How am I going to get this watch service? Because before you used to send it to them and they recommended the service intervals of being 2 years. Well, obviously I don't use the watch very often and it's still keeping good time, so I don't need it serviced. But when it comes to being serviced, how am I going to get that serviced? That's got a Chinese tourbillon movement in it. Normally you can send it back to the company, they'll service it, charge you the money, you pay them the money, and then they send you the watch back, which is fine. But with the company going belly up now, I can't really work out where I'm going to get that watch serviced. So there you go. Will that affect the price of that watch? I mean, it's not an awfully expensive watch in watch terms, but it's still, what do I do with it now? Like I say, at the moment, it's working absolutely fine. So I haven't got to worry about that right at this time. And I've got some watchmaker friends in the business that may be able to service it. I don't know. So I thought I'd just bring this to you because obviously anyone that's out there that's thinking of the Aventi watch, now the website is still up and running. And as I understand it, you can't just go on and order it. You have to request a callback. And as I understand it, they're not calling people back now, but they owe an awful lot of people that I hear, again, this is all allegedly, I'm hearing this third hand, they owe an awful lot of people an awful lot of money. One person, as I understand, is in for $88,000. So I don't know how he's feeling at the moment, but apparently he can't take that hit, so he's had to sell some of his watch collection. I don't know where he is. I don't know anything about the guy at all. But again, I'm hearing all this third hand. Spoke to producer Michael yesterday, and he had absolutely no knowledge that Aventi were even in trouble. So I've just dotted his card that, you know, they're still appearing on his channel. Obviously they would do in a back catalogue of, you know, watches, etc. He had no knowledge of it whatsoever. So I'm sure he'll take appropriate action and remove those videos. I didn't actually speak to him, Sophie spoke to him yesterday. So anyway, just thought I'd warn people that if you are thinking an Aventi watch, please do not part with any money. If you do and you have to buy an Aventi watch, make sure you're covered on a credit card. If they can't take a credit card payment, steer well clear of it. I don't think they are trading now, but in case they are, I just wanted to warn people, and I will update people on what I find out in the near future on this. I've also spoken or sent a WhatsApp to Ryan to see if he wants to pop on and have his say. As I understand it, Hanu, the CEO, is blaming Ryan, and Ryan's sort of gone a bit quiet. Ryan now doesn't work for Aventi. It's all sort of kicking off at top level. But like I say, it remains to be seen how this all unfolds. But be very careful. And if you have already ordered an Aventi watch, then maybe if you bought it on a credit card, you need to contact your credit card company now. Now would probably be a good time to do so, to sort of put in a request that, you know, you get your money back. Start that process. If you've sent in by bank transfer, you will need to contact them. But like I say, I will keep you posted on this. The watch company, as I say, it's a shame. I think they started off very well with these affordable watches, and then they went sort of high end very quickly, and I think that was possibly their downfall. I don't know if any of this is deliberate. There's some people that are out there saying that this is some sort of fraudulent activity, scams. I don't know, can't comment on that, and like I say, I don't like to comment if I don't know. So I'm just saying that people are saying that this is a deliberate attempt to defraud people from their money. It's just something we need to keep an eye on, so be very careful. If you are thinking of an Aventi watch, most people probably never heard of the brand, but you can look it up. The website's still up and running, but please be very careful if you proceed with anything to do with it. Thanks very much everyone for joining me. Sorry it's another watch video, but I did think it was quite important to highlight this at the time. And like I say, we'll see what happens in it in the future. Have a great week everyone, and I'll speak to you all soon.